Welcome to DJ Speech Class. This lecture is on research and the process of finding sources. The first place we're going to look to is the internet. Do take advantage of the library databases. You might begin with EBSCO, which is a whole bunch of different databases all together, and you can isolate the different databases you would like to use on EBSCO. Next is LexisNexis, which provides a multitude of sources from newspapers, magazines, internet sources. This database is humongous. For scholarly peer-reviewed journals, you might look to Academic Search Complete, and this will allow you to isolate different topics for the different journals. Check out the different databases specific to your major, or the major your topic would fall under. So for instance, if you have a topic on the evolution of something, you might look to American history and life. But if you have a speech topic that is more scientific, you might go into a different direction. Also on the internet, we are bound to use internet search engines. Now, I encourage you to look up sources from Google News, Google Scholar, Google Books, and even a general search of the web. Now, from Google News, you will have access to many different sources that are both local and national and international based sources. You get a great variety, and you can change the search terms for a date that is more specific than the last, let's say, month. You can use Google Scholar, and some of these articles might cost money, and I do not want you to pay to have access to the sources for your paper. However, if you are signed into the library database, I believe Google Scholar will indicate which articles you do have access to. Google Books is also a good search term because you can actually search through the books with the find feature. And this is a little bit of a shortcut. However, you can quickly search through a book using Google Books that give you access to the entire book. Now, of course, you're going to do a general search of the entire web. That's where you can find the actual website of the professional company that might be the creator of, let's say, an invention for the speech topic that you have. But regardless, the general search of the web will produce the top result of Wikipedia. And Wikipedia is not a credible source. You can find hyperlinks to other sources at the bottom of the Wikipedia page, but do not source Wikipedia in your speech or put it in your outline or any assignment for this class. Now, while using these research engines, you may want to narrow your search terms. So it's important that you not only include your speech topic, but synonyms for your topic as well. Other sort of tools for doing your research might include using a hypostrophe. Now, the hypostrophe would give you an exact result for your search term rather than results that might include that word within other words. So for instance, the word inform with the hypostrophe would then allow you to get results on just the word inform rather than informal, informing, and so on and so forth. You could also do a phrase search where you use quotation marks, and that will give you the results for the exact phrase rather than results for the two independent words that are the primary subject of the search. So for instance, with inventions for homelessness, you would get the exact phrase rather than results of inventions and then results of homelessness. Next, the Boolean operators. You can use the words and, not, or to get more exact results, and or use parentheses so that you can actually embed the Boolean operator phrases. So that would be an example of media and violence, but not television. So there's many different types of sources you're going to come across, and they have their advantages and disadvantages. Some of them are more in depth in length, and some of them are just going to provide a few sentences and have a shallow amount of information. So get a variety of sources when putting together your speech. You might look to radio news or newspapers, books, TV, online news, professional organizations, nonprofit organizations, periodicals and journals, magazines, law reviews, and even research think tanks. And you can imagine that a book is going to be more in depth than that of online news or even a newspaper. Also, depending on how recent your speech topic is, you may not find different types of sources that take longer to publish. So for instance, a periodical or scholarly journal might take 2 or 3 years to get published. So that would be a source you would not find on your topic, or even a book, for instance. It takes a long time to write and publish a book. So keep that in mind when looking for sources. Also, let's discuss domain names. And the domain names have different purposes and different agendas. So .edu is an education website and .gov is a government website. While the goal of education websites is to purely inform, a government website is designed to provide information that protects the government, provides safety for the people. A nonprofit organization has the goal to provide information about a specific cause. A military website is probably going to have information about safety and protection as well. And .com and .net websites are commercial. They have the goal to make money and to sell some sort of commodity or service. Now, if your speech topic is on a conspiracy theory, you will not find information on a military or government website, let's say Area 51. You will most likely find information on commercial and nonprofit websites. All of these, though, are acceptable for your informative and persuasive speeches. Now, when evaluating sources, keep these rules in mind. Number one, you want the evidence you use to provide clarity rather than confusion. You don't want the information to be too convoluted, and what you use in your speech should be helpful for understanding rather than creating more confusion. 2, the relevance of the evidence must be that it is the evidence is supportive of the claim that you are presenting. The evidence or the supporting material must make sense. Source verifiability is next. It's important that the evidence has an author, a date, and you can verify the source. Next, source qualifications. The source should be an expert in the field that your subject falls within. And lastly is source objectivity. It's important that your sources are unbiased, and it's important to find sources that provide both sides of a position rather than just being one-sided.